before and actually caught it in time. If that had Tempest had come out, honestly, it still would have been really hard for Shadver, as all those lings could have simply run back to his base and started gnawing on everything, and he would not have had much in the way of defenses. On the upside, he would have been able to kill literally everything in Ace's base. So, not sure where that would have gone, but that would have been exciting. Sometimes, though, your Tempest doesn't finish.
Right. Get game 3 started here while Omega tries to catch his breath as his coffee kills him. Yeah, so
Got a
Z.
mocha with the screamer in it. Nothing fancy.
It sounded like it was choking you to death.
I like my coffee strong. You know what I mean?
It's good stuff.
Weak coffee. Actually, I'm totally joking. I don't really like strong coffee all that much, but another side.
Alright. Starting us off, the bottom left corner, Daybreak Ladder Edition. It is our pink Zerg player taking the last game after smelling cheese. This is Blackberry's AceAl.
Top right of the map, we have his opponent currently up 2 games. It's our Protoss player, Shadver. Shadver really only needs this to win it, but what am I saying? Ace only needs this. Shadver's behind 2 games. My brain is thinking the past. But yeah, Shadver is he's in a lot of trouble. He had something real fancy planned that honestly, might have worked. Had it been a different Zerg and, had he been just the slightest bit unlucky in finding the Stargate. But I'm pretty interested to see what Shadver's going to do here.
Yeah, he's definitely scouting early. He doesn't want anything like Game 1 to happen ever again. Gonna make a couple circles around here. Nothing going down telling yet.
Trying to be clever about it, though. Not really doing anything other than delaying his own mining a little bit, though.
Some Brave Probe sneaking through the mineral line and getting totally destroyed here.
So this is actually very frustrating for Shadver. Normally, losing this probe, you're like, okay, cool. Send out another if you need to. AceAl rubs it in a little bit. But, you don't see the timing of the natural. So you've got to roll some dice. You don't see the natural or the pool, so you got to roll some dice. He didn't see the pools earlier, so he's probably thinking I should be okay to just go for the Nexus. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
400 minerals on the spot there. Natural.
Still a little off timing, as he could have still. Not off timing. Still a little bit dangerous in that Ooh. Ace could have done an off timing link push. He could have simply just put down his pool late and gone for it, which is, I had to say, that might sound like a bad idea if you're a pro. If you're not a pro, a lot of things are good ideas that you think would never work.
An Ace pulling his own ace out of the deck here. Dropping a 3rd hatchery at 3 minutes.
So we're looking at double hatch before pool. This is an incredibly risky play if it gets discovered. And he's gonna wander up here and he's gonna see that this is an extremely late pool. And I wonder if that's got him suspicious at all. Hopefully mineral walks through there. Nope. Gets punished. Second probe gets shut down. And if we look at it actually from Shadver's vision, we can see he has no knowledge whatsoever of this 3rd base. Second blood. Second unit to die this game is another probe, not avenged by his comrade. Yet.
That's 2 on the list now. He's gonna have to avenge. It's gonna be a tough order here.
Maybe we'll see a good math joke here. Maybe he'll be able to kill his first army and goes nth blood, where n equals the number of units you just lost.
Oh no,
math
programming.
Burn. Math burn. No, but probably not.
Yeah, so Shadver walling off here, making sure the wall off is taken care of. Doesn't want any lings in there, but I don't think we're going to see any lings anytime soon. We're going to see lots of drones on these 3 bases. Yeah, spawning pool is now complete, and gas going up. So, ling flood eventually, but just not right now.
Yeah, this builds, it gets you a base really, really quickly. What it's actually super vulnerable to, obviously, other than the full assortment of cheeses and early all-ins and pressures, but just a simple Zealot Stalker Mothership core walking across the map can demolish. You can kill a queen, you can kill lots of workers with that. You can start putting a ton of damage onto the. Oh, hey,
You know what
Stargate.
else works really well against this build? Oracles.
Yeah, basically. This is a gamble that you play where you think the other person is assuming I'm gonna play aggressive, and then I'm going to do the complete opposite so that he prepares for something that's never coming. Sometimes, though, that means he happens to pick the one build that might be an issue. Now, he has some defenses. He has two oracles in the main, and no, two oracles. He has got two queens in the main, so he'll be relatively secure there. However, the third might not have that luxury. Natural depends on where he hits first. There's a lot of vision on the map for AceAl, though. There's a good chance he'll actually see this coming.
Yep.
Oh,
Shadver.
supply block. Minor supply block. Not too big, but it does delay the attack by about 4 or 5 seconds.
He's boosting out this Oracle, and he dropped 4 gateways behind this as well. So he's looking to go super aggressive this game. Super, super aggressive. Which is, honestly, that's very good against the build AceAl has going. Lots of economic focus, which means his army is not going to be as powerful as it could be. And moving Lings out of the map. Gonna check around here, make sure there are no proxy tempests on the way.
I actually gotta say, I really like AceAl's use of circling sphere. It's kind of got that, whoa, sees the Oracle coming. Oracle, for some reason, has... Oh, okay. He's doing this for potential attack. He's actually prioritizing clearing the Lings rather than going after the probe line. Probe line, drone line. Sorry, guys, I wasn't expecting to gas today, so my brain's like a little discombobulated. Like, what are you trying to make me do?
Yep, that's perfectly okay. So the Oracle, unfortunately, is all out of energy now.
This is actually extremely bad for Shadver. That hasn't really accomplished anything.
Right.
Like, killing Lings is nice. It's not what you're there for.
No, you definitely don't want to use that, especially he didn't cancel that pylon, so that's another 100 minerals down the toilet there.
You did grab 3 workers from the left side, though. Yeah. 6 kills in this Oracle total.
Yep, AceAl continuing to scout here, just making sure his map space is covered. So, Shadver pushing out with a bunch of zealots here. I think that's a good choice considering the position that AceAl has put himself in here, the extra base. Shadver can take super huge advantage of this. He's moving toward the third. He does know it's there. Oracle spotted it earlier, so he's dropping a proxy pylon right off the creep.
Man, this is like something straight out of Wings of Liberty, except for the parts with the oracles. But pretty much the whole idea here is he's walking forward with a big army and he wants to kill the third, hopefully. Get drones at least. In other words, this is designed to cut straight into that econ advantage that AceAl went for.
Yep.
Or straight up kill his opponent if he can make that happen.
He's going to do a crap ton of damage. Moving straight into the drone line, chasing his queens down. Got a time warp. And this hatchery is doomed.
Yep, that hatchery is going down, and it looks like this push isn't anywhere near over yet. Unfortunately, it's retreating actually in the direction of the army, so these drones are also all going to die. Almost kills the mothership core, doesn't quite get it though. Meanwhile, in the background of this, we have a Baneling nest and a couple swarm hosts popping out, so it looks like AceAl is going to have some ability to have defenses up. And this may force him back, but the question is how much will he lose by the time it actually does?
Yep, it's going to be a very expensive play, delayed. Going to want these zealots up front. These Lings can get an easy surround on the stalkers.
Yeah, he's actually, most of the zealots just kind of running back and forth. He does discover the existence of swarm hosts. Notoriously good against zealots, however, that's only in appropriate numbers. As we can see, there's not enough swarm hosts here just yet. And he's actually just kind of barreling straight through this. He's saying, I don't care that you have swarm hosts. I'm just going to kill everything in my way. And then, yeah, okay, Locusts come out, turns around, shoots at him a little bit. Or decides that this is a good time to cut his losses and head home.
Changes his mind real quick here.
But, you know, this is not really a bad position that he's in at all. He's a little bit ahead in supply now, as we can see, which is an excellent place to be as far as workers are concerned. They're actually a little bit still in favor of the Zerg. but not as much to the extent that he would like to be. He's lost his third. He lost a giant chunk of his production, whilst the Protoss still has 2 bases up back home. So this is looking pretty good for our purple friend.
Yes, yes, it is, definitely. Third base of AceAl just trying to get reestablished here. So Spine Crawler going down. Need to get rid of this proxy pylon. Definitely very, very threatening. And he's moved the Swarm Host. The count is up to Oracle.
Oracle moving on the left side of the map. He should have adequate defenses. This shouldn't kill too much, but he is going to get a couple workers hanging out the front. Gets away without losing his life. Generally doing its job.
Yeah, lost 3 workers there. Dropping in Vision on the Swarm House.
This is actually a pretty key move. He knows that, if he tries to go for a desperate sneak attack, the option for that has been delayed by something like 30 seconds.
And Shadver taking the opportunity to drop a third base. Plenty of gateways as well. We have an Ultralisk Cavern on the way. The plan for that is here.
Kind of hoping that he goes for a composition that isn't directly counters that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things he's about to build with those structures that probably do that.
Something else that also just finished. Ventral Sacs. Are we going to see Ultra Drops?
Ventral Ultra Drops, or he may simply drop the Swarm Host in his base. Either way, though, we have Robotech out now, so detection for this is going to be available. If he drops the Ultralisks in his base, that would be very entertaining to see. I'm kind of hoping he does that, actually. Maybe he just drops a whole army in there.
Yeah, I haven't seen... Sheesh. I've never seen Ultralisk drops except in a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's not very viable. That's the reason it's in a YouTube video.
I think it's one of those things where it's just that the amount of gas that you pour into drop tech and Overlord speed, you'd rather use on a unit for most Zerg players, which is why they don't bother. However, it's exciting.
Oh, very exciting. Yep, 4 Ultras on the way. This Oracle picking away at some drones. Gonna lose its life.
17 workers total killed by the Protoss this game.
Yep, supplies are running about even here. A little more army supply for Shadver. Very, very well prepared for some sort of push here. But, yeah, like you said, Swarm Hosts and Ultralisks.
Oh my goodness. The Observer does pick up on the tail end of a bunch of Overlords moving at fast speed. Question is, did he pick up on it? He's actually turned the Observer north. He's trying to find them. Oh, not trying to find them. He missed it entirely. That's got to make him nervous, though, if he did see the edge of that.
This is going to be super painful. There is nothing here to defend on the west side of this base. It's going to float right up, drop those Swarm Hosts in, and it's going to be pain to defend. All of his armies
We're looking
out
at
front.
1 Colossus, lots of Lings and Stalkers. Oh my goodness. Not to mention, Kindness Blighting is going to be done. This is going to be actually kind of hard to hit. This is going to do a lot of damage, and he can just pick up and leave as long as he doesn't lose any of these.
Swarm Host dropping in the base. Ooh, Ultra's ravaging the worker line here, destroying these gateways. And Shadver, a little bit of a delayed response here. His army's finally coming up the ramp.
I think there's enough here that he should be able to take this out, but it's, this is still pretty frustrating. He's probably going to lose at least the Nexus. He lost a couple gateways. If he doesn't lose the Stargate, though, I don't think he really lost too much in the way of important tech. Yes, he lost some probes, but at this point, when you have 4 Nexi, that's actually not the important thing. And you can see they're vaporizing the Ultralisk for the most part. Kind of transfusing them, keeping them alive for a while, but it's not able to be kept up, driven off. The Swarm Hosts do survive. Yes, he lost a lot of workers, but all of that could be rebuilt fairly quickly once you have this kind of a setup. So what in the world is attacking this base down here? No, it's 1 circling. Okay.
One Ling
thing in the corner of the map has been driving me insane.
Yeah, he's working away at that Nexus. I don't know if he's going to be able to out DPS the shield regen on that, but Shadver moving out. Feels like he needs to get something done here. Swarm Host drop in the center of the map.
That's an interesting way to use Swarm Host. Just drop in the middle of the map, drop the Locusts, pick them up, keep going.
Yep.
In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. That's really, really freaking
cool. Little guerrilla warfare there with Swarm Host. Taking out this 5th. And,
he actually still doesn't have Locust range. He's just about to.
Yep.
Okay.
Lots
Okay.
of Lings on the way. Still got a few Ultras.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not as good of a location for the Protoss to fight in. Well, actually, it could be. Depends on whether or not he's able to fight between the base and the edge of empty space right there. Looks like he will be able to. As long as he can keep the Ultralisks... Oh, he's going to be opening it up a bit. If the Ultralisks don't have a lot of room to work with, they're going to end up running into each other and not doing very much.
Yep. The pathing on the Ultras is actually very terrible, especially in tight places, so... Ooh,
Here
we go.
The attack. Decent spread for them, though a couple of them are stuck at the back, not really able to do anything. There's 2 Queens for Transfuses here, and they are doing a decent amount of damage to the Stalkers, but nothing to deal with the Colossus at the back, and that damage is just stacking up.
Fungal going down on the army, but it's definitely not enough. A little bit more push here.
So this is kind of a weird moment where if he had just a few more Swarm Hosts, that probably would have been able to overwhelm the Protoss army, but not at all anywhere near enough. He's able to lock up, kills all of them off, and I think at this point, AceAl is essentially dead.
Yep, we're going to see GG here shortly. His greedy play didn't pay off, unfortunately. Ling's last desperation attempt, throwing themselves against the Stalkers. The Natural goes down. Drones just roasting alive here. Attempting a counterattack here in Shadver's Natural, but honestly, I don't think this is going to be enough. He's going to be gutted by the time he gets any work done.
And this is one of those things where if you have a Mothership core, you feel a lot more comfortable about this as a Protoss, though. You're like, okay, cool, I'll kill his hatcheries and then blink back. But unfortunately, it doesn't have that. So the next best option is he's saying, okay, I'm going to start losing a lot of my economy and tech because of this kind of a Ling disease back here. I actually would be a lot more comfortable with him throwing up some more cannons back, well, if he had the money for it, throwing up cannons back here at the third base to try and keep it somewhat secure.
Yep, the Observer drops here because of the Spore Crawler. Just, these couple Swarm Hosts back here are going to go unnoticed. The Hive is going to go down. Infestation Pit dangerously low. These drones not being controlled, running into the army.
He does have another base out there, and you can see that AceAl's intention here is fully to go for a base race. He's got one hatchery off to the right with a few more drones on it. He's got another hatchery building in the bottom right, and he has, of course, all these overlords from earlier just kind of parking in the top left, but nothing in them, so kind of irrelevant. Loses another Ultra. Yeah, building those things when you're strapped in an economy situation is a little bit good way to run out of gas. You can see he's kind of basically on Lings and drones now.
Ooh, trying to pick up these Swarm Hosts. Took out an Overlord with Swarm Hosts in it. Well, every unit matters right now.
I think at this point, Shadver should have this. I mean, okay, yeah, Ace can rebuild, but Shadver already has a Nexus up, he's got gateways up, he can start rebuilding his tech. He's got an army that the Lings directly won't be able to kill, and now they're all trapped up in the main base.
Yep, AceAl being as annoying as possible. He's got 3 hatcheries in production right now. It's going to make Shadver fight for the win. And there's one Ling left to nearly kill the Twilight Council. Down to 14 HP.
That.
13?
13 HP in AceAl's perspective.
Yeah. So, now it's hunt and find.
1, 2, 3, 4 hatcheries all spread out. 19 supply. Shadver's like, what? Oh, a couple Swarm Hosts dropped in the back of the base, which, while a clever move, is probably not going to accomplish much more than killing a pylon, it seems.
That's an interesting harassment with the Swarm Hosts. You never really want to say those two things in the same sentence there. Swarm Host harass.
No blink. Actually a little bit difficult time pursuing this, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose all the probes that are stacked back here.
The Swarm Host's gonna assault the front here. Jump back into the Overlords immediately. Gonna tickle the front of this gateway.
Yeah, he's annoying him a lot. And this actually might be able to kill the gateway, but of course now he's discovered these Storm House out in the middle of nowhere. It's not a complex matter to get the army out there to deal with them. Oh, they're not burrowed. I don't actually think the Observer... Yeah, there's an Observer on the map, but it's not the army.
Ooh!
Which is a fact that could have worked to his favor, however, that is GG.
Yep. All the Swarm Hosts go down. Shadver back in the series with 1 game.
What a game too! Like this is a funky moment where this either exhausts you or gives you a giant amount of morale.